If the idea of a 30-minute workout makes you put exercise off until tomorrow, there may be a much easier way to start. Researchers are increasingly studying something called exercise snacking, short bouts of movement spread across the day. And for adults over 60, this approach may be especially useful when time, energy, confidence, or joint comfort makes a traditional workout hard to begin. The important word is short. We are not talking about squeezing an entire gym session into 5 frantic minutes. Exercise snacks are brief, planned bouts of activity, often only a few minutes, repeated during the day. That matters because one of the biggest exercise mistakes is thinking activity only counts if it happens in one long block. Current guidance does not support that idea. The CDC recommends that adults 65 and older work toward a weekly mix of aerobic activity, muscle strengthening at least 2 days a week, and balance activity. The World Health Organization also recommends limiting sedentary time and replacing some of it with movement. Even light activity can be useful. So the goal is not to replace a complete exercise routine. The goal is to make movement easier to start and easier to repeat. Here is a simple example. After breakfast, spend 3 to 5 minutes on controlled chair rises and wall push-ups. In the afternoon, take a short, purposeful walk through the house, driveway, or hallway. During an evening television break, do a few supported heel raises and a balance exercise beside a sturdy counter. None of those sessions looks impressive. That is exactly the point. The best exercise plan is not the one that looks hardest on paper. It is the one you can perform safely and consistently enough to improve. And there is now research specifically looking at these short bouts in older adults. A 2026 systematic review found home-based exercise snacking appears feasible and acceptable, with promising evidence for improving aspects of physical function. Another recent meta-analysis found small improvements in lower body strength and endurance in insufficiently active older adults, although it did not find a significant improvement in balance. That last part is important. Exercise snacks are promising, but they are not magic. The studies are still relatively small, programs differ, and some outcomes have low or very low certainty. So we should not say 5-minute workouts are superior to normal strength training, or that they prevent falls. What we can say is that short bouts may give you another practical way to accumulate useful movement. If you want to try this, start with 1 movement snack a day for the first week. Choose 2 or 3 movements you can perform comfortably. For example, 5 controlled chair rises, 5 to 10 wall push-ups, and 30 to 60 seconds of easy marching while holding a counter if needed. Rest whenever you need to. You should finish feeling like you practiced, not like you survived something. Once that feels routine, add a second short session on some days. Perhaps one after breakfast and another in the afternoon. Linking the movement to something you already do, making coffee, finishing lunch, or watching the evening news, can make it easier to remember. There is another common mistake here, making every snack the same. Older adults need more than one physical quality. Walking helps aerobic fitness and endurance. Strength work challenges muscles. Balance practice helps you stay steady. Your short sessions can rotate among those goals instead of repeating chair rises all day. For example, Monday morning could emphasize strength. Tuesday afternoon could be a brisk 5-minute walk if that intensity is appropriate for you. Wednesday could include supported balance work. The pieces can be small while the week remains well-rounded. And if you already exercise regularly, you do not need to abandon your normal workouts. Movement snacks can simply break up long periods of sitting. The WHO specifically recommends limiting sedentary time, and the CDC suggests active breaks, such as marching in place between television programs. Now, there are times to be more cautious. If standing quickly makes you dizzy, do not turn repeated chair rises into a speed challenge. Use a sturdy chair that cannot roll or slide. Keep a counter or other stable support nearby for balance work. If you have had a recent fall, recent surgery, unexplained fainting, chest pain, unusual shortness of breath, or a condition that substantially affects balance or movement, get individualized guidance before starting a new routine. And stop if an exercise causes pain, dizziness, or loss of control. You also do not need to buy anything to begin. Your chair, your hallway, your counter, and a few minutes are enough. Here is the simplest plan to remember. Start with 3 to 5 minutes. Choose movements you can control and repeat them often enough that movement becomes part of your day rather than another appointment you keep postponing. Then, gradually work toward the broader weekly activity recommendations for aerobic exercise, strength, and balance. If you want this organized for you, we've made a free 7-day movement snack planner with simple morning, afternoon, and evening options you can print and check off. The link is below. Your health does not depend on making every workout long or complicated. Sometimes the most useful change is making movement small enough to start today and consistent enough to still be doing next month.